Welcome along everybody to day 2 of the FIFA eNations Cup. We start with Group A, where England qualified with the highest goal difference and points tally of everyone in the tournament.
Tex on a tear and starting to get in full form, and it's just laughter for him now.
France had to wait with bated breath for the results of Saudi Arabia versus Finland as they finished their group matches yesterday. Leg 1 saw Dasari draw 1-1 with the last-minute equaliser.
Finland looking to break hearts here, and it goes across. Oh, there it is!
With Snip Guy pulling off a huge upset and beating the Royal to send Saudi Arabia home, and the French contingent exploding into celebration.
In Group B, Mexico had already secured 23 points. However, they weren't safe with Spain and USA breathing down their necks. However, it was China performing extremely well against the United States that would allow Spain to overtake them and qualify in second place. In Group C, Brazil had already wrapped up their place in the knockouts. However, they were able to continue their form and overtake Argentina to take first seed into the quarterfinals. It was a disappointing story though for Germany.
And I think you'll see the reaction of Megabit here.
Oh my God! Despite the fact they were already out of the competition, they couldn't find the results they wanted, and they went out with a whimper instead of a roar.
Group D was predictably full of drama, with a last-second goal for Portugal sending them through top of the table, having been on the brink of extinction. Tuga and Rasta Arta both erupted in celebration, as this win had a knock-on effect, as Russia also crashed out the tournament. Our first quarter-final saw tabletop in England take on Argentina in a matchup which saw number 1 Xbox player in the world Tex and number 1 PS4 player in the world Nicholas both involved. Leg 1 saw Nicholas go up against underdog Tom Lees on the PlayStation 4, where the Englishman managed to resist the Argentines' talents and pick up a vital draw for his country.
Ball falls back to Neymar!
An inspired performance by Iago saw him leave Tex in the dust,
Ronaldo's there and he scored!
with the Englishman having no answer to what he brought to the party. A huge win for Iago confirmed Argentina as the first semi-finalists of the day.
Brazil versus France was our second quarter-final of the day. France's Maestro led out on the PS4, dominating the competition against Tor.
And Maestro is rolling. Let's go!
Let's go!
And then it was just a job done for Dax, sending France through to the semi-finals.
The third quarter-final of the day was between tournament underdogs Mexico and the flamboyant attacking flair of Denmark, with draws on both the Xbox and the PlayStation 4, meaning we went all the way to a deciding 2v2 game. Denmark managed to hold their nerve and eke out a 2-1 win. Mexico will lead the tournament with their heads held high, surprising the expectations of many, but it was Denmark who kept their run going into the semi-finals.
Our last quarter-final of the day was Portugal versus Spain, and the games didn't disappoint.
The man who has been doing the business.
We couldn't separate them on both the PlayStation and the Xbox, and even into the 2v2, it went to extra time and then penalties. But it was Portugal who closed it out in the end, gaining their spot in the semi-finals.
But it's Portugal's time here in London!
Our first semi-final of the tournament saw Argentina taking on Denmark. Iago's amazing form here at the eNations Cup continued as he dispatched with Houston despite a late rally coming in from the Dane. This means that Argentina will be your first grand finalist waiting for their opponent.
Our second semi-final was France versus Portugal. Completely different playstyles on either side, plenty of different personalities as well. Maestro was able to carry on his fine form and take his leg on the PlayStation. In the second leg, Dax did take the lead.
And Dax is stepping up when it matters for France!
And then it was time to make history as we approached the finals of the first ever FIFA eNations Cup, where it was France versus Argentina. The PlayStation players fought it out where Maestro and Nicholas took each other on, and nothing could separate the two players.
The movement at the front post flick on his loop and posted in!
As Maestro equalised with a Cristiano Ronaldo header.
You can see him controlling Cristiano Ronaldo. Going to play it to Cristiano Ronaldo, and he's going to get the equaliser.
This sent it towards the Xbox, where Dax took on Iago.
Time pass in Vieira. There's Mbappe in a bit of space, goes across goal!
Dax got out to a hot start in this game and had a commanding 2-0 lead for the majority. Iago did manage to find a consolation goal,
The corner, Iago with a chance! It's 2-1!
but it wasn't enough, and France will be your inaugural eNations champions.